Away from the United States politics, we head over to Gaza, where we see efforts to broker a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas reaching an impasse. With Hamas rejecting the latest United States-backed proposal, the plan accepted by Israel included a 60-day ceasefire and the exchange of hostages and prisoners. However, Hamas criticized the proposal for failing to meet key demands such as a permanent ceasefire and full Israeli withdrawal from Gaza. While contemporary measures suffice in a conflict that demands lasting solutions such as this, the humanitarian situation in Gaza continues to deteriorate. The United Nations has warned that the entire population is at risk of famine, with aid deliveries hindered by bureaucratic and military obstacles. Recent Israeli airstrikes have exacerbated the crisis, resulting in civilian casualties and further displacement. Now, how can the international community address the immediate humanitarian needs while navigating complex political dynamics is the question that lingers. Internal disagreements within the Israeli government have also surfaced. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's insistence on maintaining control over strategic locations like the Philadelphia corridor has been identified as a major obstacle for Hamas to reach an agreement. Well, is political intransigence prolonging human suffering, or is this a necessary process for a future and permanent peace? Well, as the stalemate persists, the prospects for peace remains uncertain, and the international community only faces the challenge of facilitating negotiations that address both security concerns and humanitarian imperatives. In the quest for peace, we wonder if common ground can be found amidst deep-seated divisions. Well, on to the United Kingdom, we see the royal visit and the United Kingdom's reckoning with a colonial history. King Charles III's recent visit to Canada, marked by ceremonial grandeur and traditional regalia, has reignited discussions about the United Kingdom's colonial past and its present-day implications. For many indigenous communities, the spectacle of the royal visit, complete with protocol, thrones, and mounties in pith helmet, evoked a model of national identity that clashes with ongoing efforts to confront Canada's own violent history of colonization and dispossession. Now, this event underscores a broader struggle within the United Kingdom and its former colonies. How to reconcile a storied imperial history with contemporary values of equality and justice. While some view the monarchy and its traditions as symbol of national pride, others see them as reminders of a colonial past that inflicted deep and lasting harm. In the United Kingdom, public opinion on the British Empire is deeply divided. A 2025 YouGov survey revealed that only 33% of Britons view the empire as something to be proud of, while 21% see it as a source of shame. Notably, younger generations are increasingly critical, with 35% of 18 to 24-year-olds expressing shame about the empire, and a significant increase from 26% in 2019. Education plays a pivotal role in shaping these perceptions and point of views. While 79% of Britons agree that the empire should be taught in schools, there is debate over the approach. A majority, 78%, advocate for a balanced view presenting both positive and negative aspects. However, among the youngest adults, 22% believe teaching should focus mainly on the negative aspects to correct historically rosy views of imperialism. The United Kingdom's approach to addressing its colonial legacy has also been scrutinized internationally during the 2024 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. Discussion around slavery reparations were notably absent from the official agenda, despite calls from leaders like former Jamaican Prime Minister P.J. Patterson. The United Kingdom government maintained its stance against financial reparations, though King Charles acknowledged the ongoing pain caused by colonial histories in his speech. Domestically, there is a growing movement advocating for reparative justice. A 2024 survey found that 6 in 10 Britons believe that the government's royal family or companies that profited from slavery should issue formal apologies to descendants of enslaved people. Additionally, 40% support financial reparations directed towards long-term community projects. Yet, the path to reconciliation is fraught with challenges. Critics argue that symbolic gestures like royal visits are insufficient without substantive action. The return of statues honoring colonial figures and the lack of progress on treaty obligations with indigenous communities highlights the complexities of addressing historical injustices. We wonder, with all of this, can a nation truly move forward without fully confronting, addressing the shadows of its past? And does confronting the shadows of the past have to mean punishing the innocent of the present? Well, the future of nations like Canada will give that answer in detail. And so, from shifting global alliances to the undercurrents of domestic power struggles, today's headlines have painted a world in motion, contested, reshaped, and reimagined as nations wrestle with identity, policy, and legacy. One can help but ask, are we witnessing the dawn of a new global order or just another turn in the cycle of history? Maybe both. Well, that's a wrap for today's Flash News. As always, I am Star Smart and we'll take it over to our news director.